Now, if you look at the problem that we have, notice n is 26. My degrees of freedom is always one less than this. So on my table, I'm going to be looking at 25. Then my degrees of confidence is 99%. So that means in two tails, it's 1%. That's my alpha. So we'll go to our table, and we're looking at 25 degrees of freedom. That's right there. And then I need to look at the top and find area in two tails is 1%. So notice the t that I'm using is 2.787. 2.787. 2.787. There's our t. Check the answer, and it's correct. The key to this is the standard deviation of the population is unknown. That's what you're looking for. Notice standard deviation is known. That should make us look at z. But the problem is this thing is not normally distributed, and n is not greater than 30. So this is a neither. You have to have either a bell-shaped curve, a normal distribution, or n greater than 30 to work the problem. One of those two. Notice on this one, standard deviation is unknown, population is skewed, but my n is greater than 30. So since that's true, I'll use a t. Well, now I have to go use the table to find my t value. Notice area in two tails will be 1%, and my degrees of freedom will be 399. But if you look at your table, if I can find it, notice this only goes to this. So you find the one that's closest to what we're dealing with. So we'll have to use the 400. And notice area in one tail, I think that's the first column. Let me see, yes. Area. So we'll use 2.588. 2.588. And if you look at this, there's this. Okay. So now I'm going to flip through some of these different problems. I want you to pay attention to the standard deviation that's given now. Notice in this a sample of birth weights of 186 babies has a mean of 3,103 grams and a standard deviation. Notice that's the standard deviation for the sample of the babies. So this keys us into using the t value to find our interval. If you call up the calculator, notice t is located, if you push stat, move to test, scroll down, there is the t interval, and that's the one we want to use. We're going to use statistics, so we're going to push enter, and then the mean that they're giving us is 3103. The standard deviation is 654. The number in the samples 186, and the confidence level is 0.9. So we can have it calculate our interval, and notice this will be the interval that we'll input. And so in our particular one, we have 3,023.7 and 3,182.3. So let's type those in and check our answer. 3023.7, and we get 3182.3. And we'll check the answer. Oh, sorry. Both of your answers are incorrect. The confidence interval is given by this. Okay, so let's go back to our calculator and see if we put this in correctly. So we push stat, move over to test. We need the t interval. There it is. Because we're given a standard deviation of the sample. So the stats, we have this. We have 3103. Our standard deviation is 654. The number in the sample is this. Confidence level is this, and we calculate. Oh, I see what happened. What we did on the calculator is correct, but the way we put it in, notice it says round to the nearest integer. So make sure that you put in a whole number. So we need to change this to 4 on the end. And we need to change this to 2. And check it now. And notice we get the right answer. So be very careful when you type these in to pay attention to what they want you to have. Now I need to go back and work one more problem. I want to go ahead and do one of these, one in the past, number 11, using the calculator. I'm going to push Stat, move over to Test. Now, this one says salaries of 42 college graduates, and the mean is 69,500, assuming a population standard deviation. What that means is we will have to go down to number 7, the Z interval. We're going to use Z instead of T. We have the statistics. Our standard deviation is 13525, and the mean is 6950, and the number in the sample is 42, and the confidence level is 0.95, and we want to calculate the interval. So when we do, these are the numbers we get. We get 65,410 and 73,590. So we will put those in. 65410, and we will put in 73590 and check our answers. And notice we have this. So these are a few problems that are from the homework assignment 4-2. And I hope this helps you when you work these.